Good morning. My name is Ethan Van Sciver. Welcome to Comic Artist Pro Secrets. It's kind of the morning show. It's like 5:30 in the morning. Of course, I've been up all night. Woke up around, what time did I wake up? Probably around 11 o'clock. Came downstairs, started working, getting some artwork done. I got a lot to do. I mean, we got big things. The thing about it is that Cyberfrog Blood Honey is out. Let me get my glasses out of here. Cyberfrog Blood Honey's out, and of course, now people want a sequel. People want Rainbow the Brute. People want all this stuff. And in the meantime, I've got to pack any number of packages. I got to do all the signings, and I've got to do all the sketchings. I'm a busy man, and it makes it difficult to do videos and pay attention to my YouTube, which is also vitally important. I mean, people don't understand that. People are like, you would rather do YouTube? Well, sometimes, yeah. I think sometimes I prefer doing YouTube. Because I like the direct communication. I like the impact. I like the reach that this channel has. And I really appreciate you guys. I like to stay in touch. It's definitely more fun to talk than it is to draw. I enjoy both. Right now, though, I'm kind of, I don't know what's going on, but like I really am feeling comics. Something has happened. And I'm like, all I can think about is Cyberfrog and putting together the next book. All I can think about is the possibilities. All I can think about is, just growing what we've already started. So YouTube has kind of taken a backseat to comics, and I hope you guys understand that. I try to keep in touch by doing live videos and things like that, but we are at this point so close to just utter victory. I mean, complete victory over everything that at least that I set out to do. I mean, everybody's got different goals, but I set out to do something with comics. To kind of own my own destiny and to produce something that I could be proud of. And, that is something that is happening now. And people are responding. I'll get some people in here. Hello, good morning, everyone. Felix Haas, Selena Hernandez. Hello, Gavin Smith is here. Hail Caesar. Tinfoil Hat Nick is here. And Cyborg Valkyrie. She says, maybe it's the outpouring of love and excitement for your work since fulfillment is happening. That's a big thing. I mean, you cannot overstate how important that is. That kind of direct feedback. Spending a year working on this comic book, it's a little bit like, and this book is super important to me. I mean, it's just like doing your own little album, doing your rock album in your studio, and nobody hears it, and you're a little bit tired of it because you've worked on it so closely. And then once you hear it on the radio for the first time and you see people reacting to it and wanting to listen to it, wanting more of it, it changes everything. It really does. It just kind of makes you go, oh, wait a second. I'm a motherfucking rock star. I forgot that. I forgot I was a comic book artist. So that's where we're at now. I'm really excited about Cyberfrog. I sat there and I plotted out the next 3 books, which will equal Cyberfrog season 1. The next 3 books are called, the first one is called Wrecked Planet. I'm going to launch that soon. The third one is called Red Extermination, and boy, is that one nasty. And the fourth one is called The Green Supremacy. And all of those books are going to add up to, and by the way, Green Supremacy is going to end on a cliffhanger. Everything, it really is. This is meant to just keep going on and on and on. And I think of these things in terms of Robert Kirkman's trade paperbacks and things like that, like how he built the mythos of Walking Dead. It never ends, it just goes on and on and on. So I'm excited about it. This is what I want to do. This is what I was meant to do. And damn it, it's fantastic. Along with that, I have this great YouTube channel where I can get, nearly 200 people watching me at 5:30 in the morning. Eastern Standard Time, which is great. We got, let's see, Sir Billy Ritchie says, you have more planning for Cyberfrog than Disney Star Wars. Absolutely. Of course I do. So, I'm troubled by a couple of things. I've got, we have some drama in our community, and I'm trying to put it behind me. I don't want to fight with people at all. But I do want to answer some people because I think there are some kind of strange misconceptions that are going on around Comicsgate and, what I'm trying to do and as opposed to what other people are trying to do. And I tell you truly, I don't want to fight with people, but I'm going to do what I'm going to do. I'm going to continue down my path because I'm right. And I don't agree with other people. It's like I've witnessed my own stuff working out and witnessed other people's ideas failing. And I have to continue to do what I mean to do. I mean, I hit my knees and prayed about this, and I feel almost divinely guided by what is going on. And I see other people who fall away from me sinking into darkness. And not to get too religious here, this is not that kind of a channel, but I don't think there's any coincidence about that. I'd see people with haunted looks on their faces, with messy hair, gaining weight, and I can't really talk about gaining weight, but just falling apart and looking miserable. I see this haunted look on people's faces, and I go, it's like you've fallen off the path too. You've fallen off of the path of what we're doing here. You've been listening to people. You've been letting other people, negative voices, dark voices influence you. And you've forgotten that ultimately what we're trying to do here is build a better comic book industry. That's what we're doing. We can't fix the mainstream comic book industry. We can't do it. We have to build a better comic book industry, and it's going to take time, and it's not a straight route. It's not as simple as just sit down and make pretty comic books, and then people will come. That's not true. If that were true, other people would be doing it, and everything would be okay. No, there is a method to this. There's a way to actually reach out, market, grab customers, bring them close, and make them readers, make them permanent readers who want to be a part of this and feel like they're involved and influential on the process. It's not a matter of just building a company, distribution mechanism. Not a distribution mechanism, but a fulfillment mechanism. Same thing, I suppose. And then just waiting for magic to happen. We actually have to find people. How did Stan Lee find people? How did he find his customer base? Well, he had the newsstand. He had the direct market, not the direct market. He had the newsstand, and that was very, very healthy and robust. He was able to reach people back then. We have to find a new way to do that lines up with the year 2019. Now, a few things. One of the guys who kind of opposes or disagrees with me and about some of these things is Edwin Boyette, and initially this guy, I really felt like he was a positive force for Comicsgate. And suddenly, because Comicsgate's important, it's important that we distinguish Comicsgate from just independent comics. Independent comics can be SJW. Independent comics can and often are, and in fact, usually are, made by people at this point who are just as destructive as the mainstream. In fact, most of our most vile people on Twitter, most of the people who are trying to actively destroy the lives of comic skaters cannot get work in the mainstream. They're working in indies. And we see that all around us. So, Comicsgate's an important thing. It's an important principle. And just, saying, I don't want to be a part of Comicsgate because I've had some arguments with people within Comicsgate. Therefore, I am just saying I am the god of indie comics and I'm here to promote indie comics generally, is missing the mark. It is just missing the mark here. Let's see who else is in here today. Tinfoil Hat Nick, Spooky Molder, Loud Toilet says, I think Edwin just likes hearing himself talk. I don't think so. I think Edwin is just angry and confused. So anyway, somebody sent me this today, and I just thought this is odd. This is odd behavior. So this was something that I said out of anger. I saw a tweet that basically said, Ethan's book sucks and Ethan's fucked. And I was like, why are there 12 likes on that? And I hit 12 likes. And one of them was this guy, Mark Pellegrini, who's a guy who I spent time with in Arkansas with the Braidwisers. He was the writer of Red Rooster. And I'm shocked by this because I spent an awful lot of time promoting his book. So I said, wow, Mark Pellegrini, the guy who was writing Red Rooster, hit like on that stupid tweet, which called for my demise. I was like, fuck me, people are insane. And you could disagree with me, but why would you be celebrating my failure, like that? Especially somebody who I know, somebody who I've never hurt, somebody who I've never talked to in a negative way. I really don't understand it. So this gets passed around as though I've gone psycho and I'm now punching down on people. I'm not. I'm just constantly surprised at like little betrayals from people who I don't feel like I've done anything to. Now here's Edwin. Edwin says, saving comics and quote, trademark. Okay, so he's basically calling Comicsgate saving comics. Like that's what we're trying to do. We're saving comics. is apparently a never-ending ego validation and membership in a semi-professional competitive sodomy league. So this is some weird stuff here. I don't know what this means. But in other words, if I complain that somebody is celebrating my death or demise or the collapse of my career, that's me, having an ego and needing to be validated. I just don't think that that's the case. I think that there might be something in between having my ego struck all the time or stroked all the time, and then somebody actually wishing that I fail and I am fucked. I think there's something in between that, some kind of middle ground that we can reach. I think these are two extremes. So either I accept people that I know promoting and celebrating the idea of my professional collapse, or it's because I'm an egomaniac. And I don't know what this semi-professional competitive sodomy league is. I think that's some projection there. We've got more here, and it's like, well, how does this? Edwin goes, check out Black Hop's hair trigger, aptly named. It triggers the vapid, vulgar, and corpulent. Edwin is making fun of my weight. He's calling me stupid. He's calling me vulgar, and he's saying that I'm fat. And that if you want to, if this is important to you, that you want to trigger me and make me upset, you can do that by going and supporting this comic, which, by the way, I think looks pretty good. You can support this comic all day long. I hope that you do. I'm not triggered by that. I'm triggered by people wishing ill on me, people that I've done nothing to. This is very, very, very strange behavior from Edwin Boyette. And I must say, I think an intervention might be called for at this point. Family, friends, find Edwin. And if you care about him, find out if he's okay. At this point, this is a guy who is, out there promoting drama in order to sell a comic book while calling me stupid, vulgar, and fat. It's not Christ-like behavior as far as I'm concerned. So that's the premise. That's the kind of preface to the video that I'm about to show you. I have to answer this video, and I'm going to answer it calmly and respectfully because I think Edwin's lost his goddamn mind. But in this video, he's Edwin. He smiles, he laughs, and he makes some really bad points about the future of comics, what comic skaters are up to, people like me, people like your boy Zach. He comes after in this video. It's very strange. So we're gonna go through this video a little bit. That's how we're gonna spend the morning, and I want to talk about what he's saying and why it's not right. Okay. Why it's not right, why it's probably bad, why he misses the point, and why I think personal feelings, a vendetta that he's grown, is probably the cause for what we are seeing and hearing him say these days. And, make no mistake, here's the reason why it's important, because Edwin is a thought leader within this fandom. Edwin is somebody who people follow. They're interested in what he's saying. People go, yeah, Edwin is, pious Pope Edwin, as we call him. Whatever he's saying, it must be important, and it should be something that's considered. I think that we should consider what Edwin is saying here. So let's take a look at his video, and I hope he doesn't mind if I share it and comment on it. That's the purpose of YouTube, et cetera, et cetera. So here we go. Here we have Edwin looking beardy. Let me call up the chat on one of my iPads here. All right. Wow. Groovy. All right. So here's Edwin. I love his smile. I'm always happy to see him. I like Edwin a lot, and I'm sorry about this whole thing. I wish it wasn't this way, but this is what it is. So let's look.
Aloha.
Aloha.
It is Edwin joining you from lovely Honolulu, Hawaii. Though perhaps a little bit less lovely today.
Looks good to me. I don't know.
It's still pretty.
Yeah.
It's a little rainy today. Hey, Trash Fire. Aloha.
Hey, Trash
Doing
Fire.
A little bit of a walk and talk. I did hill sprints yesterday. So today I'm just kind of cruising and walking.
All right. See, this is the thing. I hear him say this, and I'm like, I got to get to work. I swear I got to start running. I love Edwin out there in Hawaii running, getting exercise. It's exactly what I need to do. Maybe I wouldn't be so corpulent. Just got stuff to do. I've got never-ending tasks to accomplish in which I need to have my ass planted in a chair. Completely sucks.
When we get a little bit further up the hill, the traffic noise will die down some. And how is the traffic noise on the microphone? Still sunny where Edwin is? Nah.
I got to skip through some of this.
Comics.
Okay.
The Saving Comics contingent of YouTube.
So that's us. So Comicsgate is the Saving Comics contingent of YouTube. In other words, it's like there's I've said over and over again, like, what is Comicsgate? What are you doing? Are you saving the comic book industry? And the answer is no. We are saving what's good about comics. We're saving comics themselves, not the industry. So that's the goal. That's the lofty goal that we have. Matt Becker says, but Ethan, you're not stupid or vulgar. That's right. I'm not. Hey, we got 2 big super chats here. Let me get these real quick. John T-Net says, for all that is holy in this world, get the fuck off Twitter, EBS. I might do it. John T-Net says, super chatted you eons ago. Mike Edwin Dirtworm Snake would betray your 5XL ass. Same people as the purity police in the 90s that tied video games to shootings. You never listen, man. What can I tell you? I have a trusting heart, I do. Okay, let's go for it.
Finding something to be angry about.
Edwin, finding something to be angry about. Do I seem angry to you? Most of the time I'm pretty happy. And, I have to say, it's difficult. It's difficult for me to be angry. It's difficult to make me angry. But betrayal makes me angry. I really don't like disloyalty. I don't like skeevy disloyalty. I don't like people working behind people's backs to hurt them. I don't like slander. I don't like false accusations. I don't like those things. So I don't like disloyalty. I don't like dishonesty. I don't like slander. I don't like those things. And those 3 things do make me angry. They make me far angrier than SJWs ruining the comic book industry. I must say. They do bother me. They do get under my skin. And it's hard to get under my skin. That's 70 layers of fat. Okay. All right.
Single day. I started to watch a YouTube video from a longtime YouTuber today.
Zach.
I'll check out this bridge. We're walking across a bridge.
Jesus, don't jump off the bridge, Edwin. God, this video almost got dark.
That's the it's the H1 highway. Thankfully, I drive against traffic every morning. Because that is, it's a nightmare. Look at that.
It looks perfectly normal to me.
Everybody's going like 5 miles per hour. And everybody probably lives 25 miles down the road. Sucks. There's a lot of people that live on the island of Oahu.
And you're so lucky to live in Hawaii.
Anyway, so I started to watch a video on my way home today from one of my favorite comics YouTubers. It was just him going on about Dan Slott again. Has anything changed in the last 2 years?
We agree. I mean, this is the thing. What Edwin is doing right now, and he doesn't realize it, is he's making my argument against OG Comicsgate. He's making my argument. OG Comicsgate is, the guys who are not making comic books, guys who would prefer to just continue on YouTube and complain about Dan Slott and these things. I've said over and over again, it's been 2 years and they're not going to change. They're not going to change. So therefore, you guys at this point, you can't call yourself a movement anymore. The movement is dead. It didn't work. It failed. They're still going to do what they're going to do. And these guys are like, don't you understand, Ethan? We just want our comics back. And I'm like, Sorry, like that's the thing. That's the whole point of this. That's the look on Edwin's face right now. See that happy look on his face? The look of mockery? They're not going to change. These people aren't going to change. So really the only thing that we can do from here is to answer them with a new comic book industry. Having said that, we're going to watch what he says next, and I'm going to, I'll follow up.
Is there a new classification? That guy says, I want to retire to an island. But yeah, there's a new video on Dan Slott. Oh, this is better. Gets a little bit quieter. Got the, I don't know if you can tell it, but it's a Pearl City Country Club on my right. Really fantastic golf course.
Irrelevant.
If you ever come to Oahu,
we won't.
And you're a golfer,
I'm not.
It's worth playing there.
Okay.
It's right by the house. You probably, when I would stream from my dining room and had a big window behind me, well, that window is
holy shit, Edwin.
Facing this way. So this is part of it. It was kind of what you were seeing. All right. So anyway, this YouTuber does another video about Dan Slott. Like, dude, we're doing this for 2 years now.
Okay, now this is disingenuous. At least, you know what? If you're going to argue with why Zach shouldn't be making the videos that he's making, stop lying about what he's doing. He's not just making a video about Dan Slott. He's not making a video about Dan Slott. He's addressing a big-time Marvel Comics pro who is slandering him and me on Twitter. He's making a video answering those allegations. He's making a video standing up for himself. It's not really about Dan Slott. It's mostly about Zach. It's mostly about me. So, that's the thing. I mean, so when you go, it's just about Dan Slott, you're being disingenuous. It's not about Dan Slott. Dan Slott is doing something negative, and it personally affects two people who you know. And therefore, Zach is standing up and answering it. Stop lying. How hard is it to just stop lying and just actually... See, this is the thing. It's like, if you were right, you would just say what is actually going on. Just say, look, you know what? Dan Slott keeps making videos, he keeps making tweets that really attack you and all that stuff. And you might feel defensive about it, but who cares what Dan Slott says? You shouldn't worry about that. But that's not what you're saying. You're talking like he's just making videos about Dan Slott. Dan Slott is not that interesting. Dan's abuse of YouTube critics is kind of interesting to Zach. Also, let's go on.
Is he still Dan Slott? Check. Does he still smell like desperation and sweat-stained leather upholstery?
How the fuck would you know that? How do you know what Dan Slott's nether regions smell like? And why would you even say that, Edwin? That's cruel. It's just cruel, man. I mean, you don't have to make personal insults like that. You don't have to do that. Not from your point of view. I can do it. I'll do that all day long. That's what I want to do. I'm going to make the personal insults. You're a man of Christ. You're a spiritual thought leader to independent comic book fans that feel disillusioned and disenfranchised. Stop talking about how bad fat people smell. We get it. You probably don't smell that great either right now.
Check. Is it like Dragon Ball Z, where these SJWs? I haven't even achieved my final SJW form. Broly!
Stop it.
I think I get it.
You don't get it. Stop laughing. Stop condescending to people who are smarter than you. Your boy Zach doubles your IQ. With brain damage and in a coma, he's twice as smart as you. Stop patronizing him. Shame on you.
Once you've kicked that horse for a year, you really know There's no new information there. I mean, I guess you need to fill space on YouTube videos. I get it. Damn SJWs.
You sound like an SJW. You sound like a fucking SJW. Edwin, at this point, you understand what your boy Zach is doing, what people like Doug Ernst are doing, people who are still talking about this, people who are interested. They're no longer trying to affect a change. What Zach is doing, he's affecting a change by producing Jawbreakers comics. What his YouTube videos are doing are chronicling the death of the mainstream comic book industry. Do you understand that? The mainstream comic book industry is going away. It's dying. Your boy Zach is making a video journal, a video diary with his thoughts about why that's happening. And we could just walk away and ignore it if we want to. You know, we don't have to pay attention to what Marvel and DC are doing. But, you know, as OG Comicsgate says, we want our Superman and Spider-Man back. Well, they're not coming back. They're going to die. The mainstream comic book industry, the direct market, is dying. So Zach is making a video log every single day about why that's happening. He's reading the comics. He's critiquing them. He's discussing some of the poisonous ideas and elements that have leaked into the comic book industry that will eventually lead to its death. It's not about SJWs. It's not about rage bucks. Zach doesn't make very much money on YouTube. It's about really, truly caring about something and actually documenting its collapse for the sake of history. And people need to understand. I mean, people go, why are comic books not selling very well anymore? This is a question that newbies have all the time. I know you don't have it anymore. Apparently, you know everything. And you know, at this point, you're mocking people who still do care. He does care. He still cares. I don't care. You know, sometimes if something absolutely egregious happens, I might make a video about it, but I don't really care what happens to the mainstream comic book industry because I'm concerned with what I'm doing. But many, many other people do really, really, really care. And Zach is actually doing a video diary, in essence. His YouTube channel is going to be of historic importance if anyone ever cares about what happened to the comic book industry 10, 15, 20 years from now. All right.
But now, it's 2019.
Agreed.
Getting ready to be October 2019. The band formerly known as Comicsgate has
Edwin, why are you not Comicsgate now? Why were you ever Comicsgate? What's changed? What's changed about your belief system? This is what I don't understand about Edwin. Edwin has firm beliefs that he preaches about, and he changes them all the time. He changes acquaintances. He suddenly realizes people that he loved are Hitler. He walks away from them. I've seen it happen 3 times with him. And now it's me. Now it's us. What did we do to you? You don't look well. You look unsettled, dude. All right, here we go.
has crowdfunded, I don't know, what, 100 books? Maybe not that many, maybe 75.
How many of them were on my channel? Pretty much all of them? All of them were on my channel? Okay.
Jawbreakers, phenomenal success. The second version of Jawbreakers with an alternative cover, fantastic success. Jawbreakers number 2, fantastic success. Iron Sights, fantastic success. All 5 different campaigns.
4.
For Cyberfrog.
4.
Fantastic success.
You see that look? Huh? So maybe you should fucking listen to me. Maybe you should listen to me and Zach. Why would you dare open your mouth to question what we do and what we say when you've just admitted that everything that we do is a fantastic success? Why would you question us? I don't understand. I don't understand that kind of arrogance, that hubris. We seem to know what we're doing. All right.
For people for people who have had immense commercial success by any standard, God, they're dumb.
Really?
You dudes won.
All right, finish that laugh.
You are winning.
Edwin, just because you've surrendered doesn't mean the mainstream has. We're not looking for a white flag from you. We're looking for a white flag from the parasites that have infested the mainstream of comic books. We're not going to get it. It's just going to collapse. But see, this isn't just comic books. It's not just the comic book industry. It's other pop culture industries. It's important to us. Of course we're winning. Of course we're winning. Why are you telling us something? Why are you telling us to do something other than what we're doing when we're winning, as you've just admitted? I don't understand. Are you telling us to leave the SJWs alone, Edwin? Why? For what? What are you talking about? I don't understand. I don't understand. Something's going on. Yeah, I am not tired of winning yet. Dolly Rancher says, Edwin is tired of winning already. Sad. Yo, how could we be tired of winning? We're not. We haven't won yet. We're just winning. We're doing really, really well. We got to keep pushing. All right.
It's like they're stuck in a pattern. They're stuck in a pattern.
FP Sunny says, EVS, you really respect Methwin enough you respect Methwin to give him this much attention. Nah, you know what? Yeah, I do. I respect Edwin. Something happened. Something happened to Edwin. He's been possessed. He needs an exorcism. He was possessed. Now he's confused and miserable, wandering around, going, you won. Why? What are you doing? Why are you making YouTube videos? Must be those super chats. Oh, yeah, it's the super chats. That's why we're doing this. We're not making YouTube videos, because YouTube videos are a quick and concise way to point out the evil that's affected our hobby, that's destroyed our hobby. We're not making YouTube videos to say, in contrast, we have our batch of comic books and we'd like your support. No, it's the $2 super chats, Edwin. And we stoke rage. Unlike what you're doing. All we do on YouTube is stoke rage at people. That's the whole thing that propels our. It's not like what you're doing. It's not like what you did with that. It's not like what you did with that tweet about, hey, support Black Hops because it makes fat guys like Ethan mad. That's not stoking rage in order. And by the way, has it worked? It doesn't seem to have worked for you. God, it's just so weird. All right, let's keep going with this. This is fun.
I mean, does it really matter? Does it really matter if Dan Slott is 5% more SJW? Does that need a video?
Oh, these straw men. They're silly. What if Dan Slott's 5% more SJW? Do you need to make a video? Can't you leave Dan Slott alone? Can't you leave him alone? Even though he's tweeting out to his massive, 250,000 Twitter followers that you're a Nazi. Can't you just leave him alone? I mean, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Why were you ever with us? Why were you ever a part of Comicsgate when things like this escape your beard? The fight isn't over, Edwin. We still have a long way to go. We still have a long way to go. Titanic is sinking and they're shooting at us right now. They're shooting at the lifeboats. You see it happen right now with Cyberfrog. I mean, Cyberfrog is out. I mean, people are receiving their copies of Cyberfrog, and these SJWs are shooting at the lifeboats. Oh, Cyberfrog's stupid. Cyberfrog sucks. Cyberfrog was supposed to be 150 pages, and it's only 80 pages. What the fuck? The fight isn't over yet. We have to keep going, Edwin. I don't know what happened. You were a big part of this. You believed in this weeks ago. What's going on in here, dude? What's going on in here? For real. What is it?
You're winning.
Yeah.
Say something interesting. So
your boy Zach isn't interesting. Nothing Zach is saying is interesting to Edwin. I see. Well, I've seen your live streams, my friend. I've seen the live streams that you sit on. Good Lord. Arrogance.
I think what some of these people are finding out is that, and I may be giving an example of this, but a lot of people don't have all that much interesting to say on YouTube.
I'm not going to name no names. I wouldn't do that. A lot of people don't have very many interesting things to say on YouTube. I've heard a lot of things about me. I've never heard that said about me. That's one complaint nobody's ever lodged against me. My YouTube videos are pretty funny. They're pretty charming, at least. They're pretty interesting. Zach's YouTube videos are entertaining, warm, and scholarly, insightful. So who are you referring to when you say people don't have very much to say on YouTube? I have 132,000 subscribers. People who have clicked the button after watching one of my videos. Zach has 103, 104. I don't know. I haven't looked at his YouTube count yet. Sub count in a while. We're doing pretty good. Okay.
Unless they're breaking somebody else down.
What are you doing right now, Edwin? What are you doing right now? What are you doing? You're walking around Hawaii breaking down your boy Zach. The hypocrisy is staggering. I mean, it's amazing. Like the weird anger in this guy. All right.
But if you've established that you can be successful, right? I mean, and got fairly impressive track records. Who cares? Who cares what somebody at Marvel said?
Edwin, Edwin. What the fuck are you talking about? Your boy Zach's embroiled in a lawsuit for tortious interference. Everyone in Comicsgate has been blacklisted from working in the mainstream. What are you talking about? Who cares what people say at Marvel? We care. We do care. We care about our reputations. We care about these people and their insidious and malicious reach into garbage tier, slanderous, libelous, left-wing media. We care about that kind of power, that kind of misuse of power that these people exercise on a whim, destroying lives, driving people to suicide. We fucking care, Edwin. You used to be a part of us in trying to make a change. What are you doing now? You telling Comicsgate to come to heel? Who the fuck are you? You're not a creator. You're not even a good YouTuber. Who are you to tell impassioned creative people who have been blacklisted from Marvel Comics and DC Comics for their political views or for any reason, talented creative people, to come to heel and stop fighting for their own rights, to say what they want to say and be who they want to be, to create comics at the very least, to ply their trade? What the fuck? Who are you? Who are you? We thought you were just kind of an amusing guy who said, mahalo, and I don't know, spoke warmly about, Comicsgate and the future. Who are you now? What happened? You have no place talking to creative people like this. No place at all. Telling your boy Zach to knock it off, telling me to knock it off, to quit our fight. You're tired of it? You don't like it anymore? You think it's dumb? Holy shit. I'm sorry. But who are you? Who do you think you are?
cares what somebody at Marvel said who is a decade past their prime? Who cares?
Who cares? Just shake it off. Just brush it off like I do to War Campaign. Who cares what they say? They can't hurt you. Just be like me. Water off a duck's back. Like the way I react when War Campaign makes memes with dildos on me. Who cares what they do? I'm not launching a federal investigation into War Campaign and their internet activities. Be like me. Who cares? Jesus Christ. Hail War Campaign.
Nothing new there. You're stuck in a pattern. And obviously, Andrew J says, howdy, y'all. It's just like, yeah. Tank Ferret Art stares, where's the publishing company? Oh, shoot. Where's the publishing company? Where's the distribution company? Some of these folks talk a big game.
Cyberfrog is shipping out 17,000 copies. The most important comic book of the year, the last few years. I'm doing that. That's where it is. It's called All Caps Comics. The first comic skater to actually utilize a mainstream character and have it interact with a comic skate character. That's me. That's what I've done. And I didn't have to surrender. I did it flying the comic skate flag. I am who I am. And I'm not going to stop being comic skate to appease these SJWs or to appease you or to appease anyone. My principles have remained the same since I adopted this flag. When I said I am comic skate in February of 2008, that was a commitment. What comic skate means to me has always remained the same. Have a good day. Hunter just came downstairs. He's going to work. All right.
Yet play the same old game. Yeah. In some instances, and I don't know, you know what, all hyperbole aside, I see some of these unquestionably successful people lashing out at small fans. And
small fans.
Or other small creators.
Okay, because you want to talk about Mark Pellegrini. I'm not lashing out at him. He's lashing out at me. I'm saying, why are you lashing out at me? I've never done nothing to you. That's all I'm saying. That's not me lashing out. It's surprising, Edwin. It really is surprising. I'm surprised every single day when I see people who look like they've been possessed by the devil coming out and attacking me full-throatedly for no reason. I've done nothing to them. Surprises me. You have to give me that. You have to understand. When I see people who I just had lunch with who are now saying, fuck Ethan Van Sciver, I have problems with that. I have very thick skin. I don't care what most fans say. But even my fellow creators who I've had on my channel, who I support, who I've helped them reach their goals, that surprises me still. Surprises me. And would I say it hurts my feelings? I would, because I'm not a sociopath. I have feelings, real feelings. It bothers me when people do that. I really don't like that. I see that as betrayal, especially when we've had no conversation leading up to that, no particular falling out. It's just something that people have drifted away and fallen under the weird influence of former comic skaters. And now they look sickly and they look like they're haunted. They have bags under their eyes. They're frowning all the time, playing with their hair. It's a mess. To me, it's like, what happened? We used to have fun. This used to be a fun thing. And now what? Now you want to fight us? Why? You just said we're winning. Why would you want to fight us? I don't get it. All right.
Like Ethan
Ethan. Like Ethan. I'll tell you, that wacky Ethan. Always getting stabbed in the back and then getting so upset about it. What the fuck?
Ethan was going nuts today.
Going nuts. I said, why is Mark Pellegrini hitting like on a tweet that prays for my demise? What the fuck is wrong with people? That's me going nuts? What would you call what you're doing?
Because Mark Pellegrini,
he's going to lie again. Watch.
Who is frequently the writer for Tim Lim.
That's not what I know him as. I know him as the writer for Red Rooster, you see. I didn't know he wrote for Tim Lim. I don't pay attention to Tim Lim. Go ahead. Continue your lie.
Liked a tweet.
What did the tweet say, liar? Ethan went nuts because Mark Pellegrini liked a tweet. What the fuck is wrong with Ethan? He liked a tweet. What, can't you just like a tweet anymore? You can't hit like on a tweet or Ethan's going to come in and yell at you? Who does Ethan think he is? Why do you lie? Why is everything a lie of omission with you? That's one of the 10 commandments. Why do you want to bear false witness and lie? Two of the 10 commandments. Why do you want to do that? Why do you want to do it on video? Where not only God can see you, but I can. I can see you and Jesus can see you.
Like, Mark Pellegrini can't hurt you.
Neither can a war campaign. They can't hurt you. The people that you're freaking out about, the people that you have been hysterical about for the last 2 months, can't hurt you. Take your own advice.
Mark Pellegrini's pushing a button on a tweet. One, based on Mark Pellegrini's number of followers.
Edwin, I don't care. I'm not worried about him as an influencer. It's not that I'm worried that he's going to change everyone's mind and everyone's going to say, yeah, you're right, Ethan should fail. I'm not worried about that. I have a very loyal following. I don't think they're going anywhere. I think that they see that I'm honest with them. That's not what I'm worried about. What I'm worried about is I had lunch with this guy. You know what I mean? He's a real person to me. He's not somebody on a screen. I actually met him. I didn't do anything to him. In fact, the last conversation we had was about possibly doing a comic book together. So that's disturbing to me. He hit a button on a tweet that said, Ethan's book sucks. Ethan is now fucked. He hit like on that. You know what I mean? Like, that's creepy, dude. That is fucking creepy. That's a creepy thing to have to see. And can he hurt me? Well, my feelings. I do have feelings. You have them too, clearly. So my feelings are hurt. My fifis are hurt. Okay, let's go on.
Probably 95% of your fans on Twitter weren't even aware of it.
I don't care, dude. Again, like everything is a straw man with you. Why are you lying? It has nothing to do with him being an influencer. I got the message loud and clear. It's as if somebody walked up to me and gave me the finger. Somebody who I cared about. Well, didn't care about him, but somebody who I was nice to, and at least I thought I had a cordial relationship with. Very odd. It's just odd behavior. Why would you justify it? Why do you want to fight for that?
And so I don't know if it's immaturity.
No. Well, maybe
malice,
a little.
And I hate to think it's
malice. You think I malevolently was upset that he said fuck Ethan Van Sciver? You think that was malevolence on my part? Like I wished him ill? I was trying to hurt him? Everything is a lie. I mean, everything's just a lie out of your mouth lately. Ethan's maliciously. We should be able to just walk right up and spit in Ethan's face. We should be able to give him the finger, kick him in the balls. And if Ethan gets upset, why? Who are we? We didn't make as much money on our crowdfund campaigns as Ethan did. We should be able to do whatever he wants. Doesn't he understand he's winning? Why is Ethan upset at this? It's like, what is your argument, dude? Oh, holy shit. All right, here we go.
Malice. Or if it's just insecurity.
Wow.
Man, this hill is no joke. And it gets steeper. This is where I was doing sprints yesterday. And I can feel it today. But straight up, Tank Ferret, I'm not surprised that some of these people don't have a publishing company. And the reason for that is because they're so immature. Like, I do business. I'm a demolition.
Edwin, you're talking about comics. Everybody in comics is deeply, deeply immature. They still manage to publish comics. You understand? I mean, there aren't any mature people in comics. You could say comic book professionals and fans are man babies, just roundly speaking, and woman babies. You'd be right. That's fine. We're this is a childish hobby, but it's fun. We're immature. I'm a creative person who gets paid a lot of money to draw frogs. How could I possibly be mature? I'm mature enough. I take care of my family. I have kids. I grew up to a certain extent, but I still play with toys, Still managed to get comics published.
Contractor. I do business with all kinds of people. I wouldn't work with half of these people.
Well, I'm not. To be honest with you, Edwin, I'm not going to tear down buildings. Don't worry. You won't have to worry about working with me. It's not what I'm going to do. The question is, would I work with you? That's the real question. Would I work with you? 5 months ago, the answer would have been different than today's answer.
Like if every night your primary product is this.
Is what?
And trashing people.
That's what you've been doing, Edwin. That's not what I do on my live streams. I talk about mummies and Star Wars. Go back on your page, your YouTube page. Look at it open your eyes and look at what you've been doing. This is what you've been doing. You clearly have a bee in your bonnet. You're clearly upset. You clearly have itchy trousers over some, and you're using your YouTube channel to work it out, which is fine, but you're projecting. You're just projecting. I don't mind answering you. A video like this needs answering. Somebody needs to be talking back to you. Mr. MPA 31 says, honestly, you're doing it right now, Ethan. Yeah, of course I am. I'm answering this video. Video needs to be answered. Things get lost. People's ideas, people's feelings about things, what people's intentions, they get muddied. Unless things are straightened out and just kind of things are laid straight, people talk clearly, speak clearly, don't allow these fuzzy allegations, don't allow people like Edwin to lie about what's going on. And so far, he has told zero truth except for the fact that we're winning. When he explained Zach and Zach's motives, they were, his explanation was disingenuous and false. When he talks about me, he's disingenuous and false. It's like from a starting point, if you're going to criticize me or Zach, talk about what we are actually doing, give a fair evaluation, establish what our motives actually probably are in what we're doing, and then go ahead and argue against that. But you're just making shit up and arguing against your ridiculous cartoonish explanation of what we believe and what we're doing. I can't help you with that except to set you straight from the very beginning. KC Get Money 07 says, you creators came in Comicsgate with a solution to help and also make money. It was a success and people are mad and jealous. What was their solution? Well, that's what we continue to ask them. It's like, initially you would think that you could try shaming Marvel and DC and shaming these pros into change, but they didn't. They doubled down. So initially, OG Comicsgate, these YouTubers and their voices, They had the right idea. They were bringing awareness to the problem. They were putting, financial pressure on Marvel and DC to change, but Marvel and DC no longer have a financial incentive to listen to their audiences. They're owned by Warner Brothers and DC Comics, or Warner Brothers and Disney, and you guys aren't really their customers anyway. I mean, that's the weird thing about the comic book industry. You guys aren't their customers. Retail outlets are, mom and pop retailers. Those are the people they're trying to sell to, not you. So you can complain all day, but as long as the retailers are still, falling for their variant scams and the weird stuff that they do, their predatory publishing practices, they don't have to listen to you. So they're not going to change. And this is something that, I could have told you because I'm a professional and I've worked in the industry for 26 years. I could explain this to people, but instead, it's like, no, there are some people who still want to keep doing the same old thing without actually offering a solution. And Comicsgate, since I've come in and since Zach has decided to become a publisher, since John Malin, look, we're actually doing something, and you can see them react to it. They cannot stop talking about Cyberfrog. That's a real solution. So as long as we continue to stand up and fight back, we're gonna win. We are gonna win. We have a better business model right now than the mainstream does. We do, and it's, they have way more resources, but their business model is dying. It's just flawed. As long as retailers can't keep their shops open, the brick and mortar shops can't keep open, and what are they going to do? They're stuck in the direct market. Optimus Deadpool says, remember last week when they were using Zach as their example of how it all should be? Was him still being your friend that triggering to them? Yeah, I think they tried to get Zach. There were a few voices that said some very strange things. Like, Zach won't ever criticize Ethan because he controls their GoFundMe. These people, the people that are whispering in Edwin's ears, are lying to him. They have very strange lies that Edwin is believing. And you could talk to Zach and you could say, does Ethan have any control over your GoFundMe or your finances in any way? And Zach will tell you, no, my GoFundMe empties into my account every single month. I have no control over it. I turned it over to him. That's how GoFundMe works. He's the recipient. The only thing I could do, I guess I could turn it off, I think. But I wouldn't do that to Zach. And the fact of the matter is, Zach and I have been there for each other through thick and thin through this. I mean, that's the whole reason for this. That's what loyalty means. I have never turned on Zach, even when it was inconvenient. Even when soy-based weirdos were in my ear threatening me as they're doing to Edwin, I never turned on my friends. I just don't do it. And Zach is a real friend. So I never will. And Zach never will either. So suddenly, I guess, because they couldn't turn Zach, their argument didn't work. What, Zach is a dummy too now, I guess? It's weird. Curtis YZ says, hail EVS. Can't wait for Cyberfrog plus future comics. Thank you, Curtis. Casey Get Money 07 says, you missed my first super chat EVS about Edwin. Well, I'll go back and get it. I'll go back and read all of the. I'm going to go back and read all the super chats. After this is done. The Fuzz says loyalty is a drug. Yeah, that's what I hear. Oh my God. Let's inject some loyalty as we watch Edwin continue. Dag Torkelson says, have mercy, bro. He's obviously having some kind of manic episode. He's just jabbering. He clearly has problems. He needs the help of his friends. How can I help him if I don't be honest with him? And he just hate me more. But I mean, look, Edwin, I know you're listening to this. You're listening to the wrong people. They're filling your head with lies. Okay. And they're making you act. Are you proud of that? Are you proud of your tweets about corpulence, about triggering people into buying your independent comics? Are you proud of those? Is that you? Ilarian Horizon says, Edwin has betrayed us. We must protect Zach. You don't have to protect Zach. He's fine. Yeah. All right, watch a little more of this. I don't think this goes on for an hour and 6 minutes, and I haven't watched all of it. I only watched like the first 15 minutes of it and said, yeah, I want to answer some of this stuff. I don't know how much longer I can take it, honestly.
there's more risk in that, right? And I think this is why you haven't seen some of these publishing labels form. You will, and let me not overstate that.
I don't know what he's
Even
talking
guys
about.
like Ethan have created work for other people.
Even me. Even Hitler loved his dog. Even Ethan has done some good. I just look at this. I'm like, Edwin, all I do day and night, and it's like headache inducing. All I do day and night is look after Comicsgate. All I do day and night is promote other creators. All I do is talk up Comicsgate and try to fight back against what I perceive to be the very elements that are keeping the people that you love, like Tim Lim and Mike S. Miller, from working in the mainstream. I mean Comicsgate, or I mean them no harm. I mean you no harm. I mean Mike no harm. I mean Tim Lim no harm. I don't want anything bad to happen to any of these people, because everyone who's even tangentially related to Comicsgate has been hurt. They're all broken up inside. They're confused. They're in crisis. These people are in permanent crisis. They're worried about tomorrow. They're worried about feeding their families and paying their bills. I'm trying to help. I feel like I can help. I feel like I've proved that I can help over and over and over again. Why? Why do you want to put the air out of this raft? Why do you want to do that to me? Why do you want to do that? What did I do exactly? What did I do to you? What did I do to Edwin? What did I do to Mike? Except tell him to keep, I won't get into that too much. I promised I wouldn't. And all I want is for you guys to succeed. That's all I want to do. I got to drag you kicking and screaming. I mean, not you, Edwin. You have another business. I don't even know what you're doing. I don't even know what you're talking about. The creepy thing about you is you keep telling me that IndieCron has no financial motivation. You're not making any money off of IndieCron. Then what are you doing? So basically, you were here to build up Comicsgate and then tear it down for free. Fuck you. Get out of here. I don't understand that. You've got your own business. You're doing your own thing. You can pretend to like indie comics, but really it seems to be about your ego. People are always talking about Ethan's ego. I have an ego. Of course I do. I think I'm a great comic book artist. I think I'm pretty good. Very happy with Cyberpunk Blood Honey. I read it again and went, oh, it is good. It is good. You know. But this is something different because I have a financial, you know what I mean? Like the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing, my motivations are pretty transparent. I'm doing it for money. Ultimately, all of Comicsgate is about me being able to make a living for my family. And I want to make it possible for other people to make a living for their families too through what we're trying to build. So anybody who says, why is Ethan doing what he's doing? That's the answer. Business. You know, I want comics to actually be a source of revenue and income for me and my family and others for years and years to come. Why are you doing what you're doing? And I told him that early on. I said, hey, you should be monetizing IndieCron, or else people are going to wonder what you're doing. It seems like it's about power. If it's not about money, it's about power. Are you doing this for power, for ego? You're just doing this out of the goodness of your heart? Well, your heart doesn't seem to be so good right now. So why are you doing what you're doing? Why are you walking around the streets screaming about me and Zach? Getting upset. If there's no money involved, what else could it be? It's very, very strange. All right. A little bit more of this.
And so everything is nuanced.
There's nuance. Yeah, Ethan's evil, but he's also done some good. It's not just black and white. There's a little gray.
If you're reasonable, Ethan has done some really oddball stuff. By the same token, he's actually helped create some work for some people. Whether it be sketch cards, alternate covers, help launching Kyle Ritter. So this is the hard thing.
Edwin, all I've done is good. Like, seriously, all that I've done for Comicsgate is good. The only things that I've done for independent comics for Comicsgate are good. They're benevolent. They're beneficial. You might not like me personally. I mean, you might think aspects of my attitude or, the fact that maybe you think I'm thin-skinned because sometimes I want to defend myself when I see egregious and offensive attacks on my character. You might not like that. You might not find that admirable, but everything I've done for Comicsgate has been positive. Everything. I can't think of one thing that I've done to fuck things up. And I don't get it. I don't know what you mean. You'll have to let me know.
And this is kind of why I bit my tongue for the longest time, because even despite flaws, you can see the good things that people do. And I
didn't promise to make 1,000 videos about Brie Larson. I said 100, and I know I did fall really short of that. I think I only did 7, and I just ran out of steam. And that was only because people were saying all they do is make videos about Brie Larson, and I was like, well, that's all I'm going to do from now on then. And I just couldn't find that many interesting things to say about her. He bit his tongue. Wait, he did say that, didn't he? Hold on, I was thinking about Brie Larson. All right, hold on.
Time. Because even despite flaws, you can see the good things that people do. And I haven't got my copy of Cyberfrog yet, but
all right, hold on a second. I want to hear that.
You will, and let me not overstate that. Even guys like Ethan have created work for other people. And so everything is nuanced. If you're a reasonable person, everything is nuanced, right? You understand that while Ethan has done some really oddball stuff.
What have I done that's that oddball compared to this? Give me a list. Give me a list of the oddball things that I've done. Things that you're pretending not to understand. I mean, I guess like if you represent things as poorly as you've done in this video, if you lie about things, I guess people's reactions to the things you're lying about seem odd. But if you actually say this is truly what happened and this is what he's responding to and these are his motivations, things seem less odd when you're honest. When you're actually honest and in touch with reality, things are less weird. That's all.
By the same token, he's actually helped create some work for some people.
That was weird. Burning my soy pants was weird. Thank you. That's one oddball thing. But you guys told me to do it, and I did it for you. And it seemed funny. I would do it again.
Whether it be sketch cards, alternate covers, help launching Kyle Ritter. So this is the hard thing.
It's not hard, Edwin. Get sane.
And this is kind of why I bit my tongue for the longest time.
Wow, that's something else. Bit my tongue for the longest time. Coming on the live streams, wanting to say something, not saying it. That's weird. Whew. Oh my gosh. I got stuff to say about Ethan and what he's doing, but I'm just going to bite my tongue because he's launching Kyle Ritter. I don't understand.
Because even despite flaws, you can see the good things that people do. And I haven't got my copy of Cyberfrog yet, but it looks like a good book.
It is.
Things take a little bit longer to get out to Hawaii. And we'll turn around and do some laps. This hill's no joke. I was running up this bad boy yesterday, doing sprints. Oh, I got dead legs today.
Envious of this. I really wish I could do this. I love running.
Yeah, but it's a poor choice. And again, speculate on this stuff.
A little bit more. A
I
little
don't
bit
know
more.
if it's personality. I don't know if it's
What?
simple malice,
Malice,
or pettiness, or if it's just insecurity.
Insecurity. It's all those things, Edwin. That's me.
Right? Like maybe it just hasn't registered on them.
What?
Hey, dude, you are absolutely killing it.
Okay. Can I kill it? Can I win? Can I win without people just constantly trying to bring me down? People that I, thought were cool. Can I kill it? Can I continue killing it without people scheming behind my back? Gay ops to bring me down, making up rumors about me, spreading them. That's all. That's all I want. I just want, I would like some support as I kill it. As I continue killing it, I'd like some support and I'd like some people that I can trust around me, and I'll help them too. Together we'll kill it. Together we'll all kill it. That's what Comicsgate should be. This whole video is Edwin saying, yeah, people are, people are betraying you left and right. People have a shocking amount of hatred for you, based on things that I don't even want to think about. People are malicious. They treat you maliciously. They stab you in the back left and right. People who you think are your friends secretly hate you. But don't you understand? You're killing it. So what are you? What is this? Malice? Insecurity? You have a personality disorder that you can't deal with this? You're not dealing with it with a fake smile like I am? I don't understand. Don't you get it? I don't get it, Edwin. I don't get it. I don't know what your argument is, and I don't know what happened to you. But all the same things could be said back to you. I see that, maybe you don't like being called Methwin by War Campaign. Maybe you don't like the dildo memes. They can't hurt you. I mean, nothing's hurting you. Nothing's physically hurting you, and you're killing it. You're running sprints. I wish I could run sprints right now. Too heavy. I'd love to run sprints like that. Just take some time off and run around Hawaii. It sounds like heaven to me. I wish I had nothing else to do. But see, you're actually seeking, what are you seeking to do? You're seeking to bring the FBI in to investigate War Campaign? All I said to people doing the same thing to me was, what the fuck? And that's me freaking out and getting nuts. You're talking about investigating these fans that you tried to destroy. In private, you came to me with Mike. You said, I have evidence that proves that War Campaign doxes and harasses women. And I said, well, I need to see this evidence. And you said, I'm not going to show it to you because it was given to me by somebody in private. And I said, well, they said, we just need you to believe us. I said, I'm not going to believe you until I see the evidence. You guys should not be policing fandom. That's not your place. It's not your place to tell the fans what to do. And if you're going to get involved in that, which you're already deeply involved in, and then you're going to ask me to get involved in that as well, I at least need to see the evidence. And they said, nay, brother. Sorry that we couldn't give you the evidence. And then Praetorian came to me and gave me the evidence that self-incriminated. Self-incriminated. And these guys very carefully tried to set up this fan community called War Campaign, which I think is funny and fun. These guys are not funny or fun. These guys are a pill. War Campaign at least has fun. And I think they did it for, I think they had ulterior motives. I feel like I know why they did it, why they needed them to go away, why they needed them to be shamed officially. And I still think about that every single day since that happened. I think about how I got fooled by these people. War Campaign is still Comicsgate. They're still here. They're buying Comicsgate projects. They're a part of the community. They're having fun. And these guys aren't. I guess I was supposed to just destroy them and get them out of here, and then I wouldn't be watching this video right now with Edwin saying that I've done some oddball things and there's something wrong with me. I'm malicious. Man, I just want people to get along. I think this is dumb. Yeah. So all right, let's switch back to you guys. Hi, Mike Murphy says, time to get some sleep. Hate to go, but I'll check out the set later. Best of all, blah, blah, blah. It's going to be better days ahead. Comic Artist Pro Secrets. Thank you. Thank you, Mike, for being here. Me here, you there says, we got your back. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, I just, I want people to understand. I really want this stuff to work. I want this to be a community in which people can kind of come here, fund their independent books, get seen, have success. And that's it. Yes, of course we're winning, but we're not going to stop fighting. We're just not going to stop fighting these SJWs. We're not. It's not going to stop. I mean, there are people who want to do it. There are people who still want to do that. I don't know what happened to Edwin, but it makes me sad. And I guess that's what I want to say about that. It does make me sad. I don't agree with anything that he has to say, except for, well, actually I do. I agree with him when he talks about, hey, look, going after Dan Slott, being a part of this whole thing, like hey, it hasn't worked. It hasn't changed anything. I completely agree with that. It's just baffling. All right, hold on. I'm trying to find the super chat so I can read them, but my computer is very slow right now. Oh, there it is. Okay. And good morning, everyone. Good morning. Wow, a lot of super chats. Wasn't expecting this. Norwegian Kryptonian says, Kevin Feige making a Star Wars movie. Thoughts? Yeah, I have to say, okay, that seems like a good idea. I'm going to do a video about that. I'm going to read the article about it and actually consider it and make a video. That's worth making a video about. Lethal Lightning says, when can I expect Cyberpunk to arrive in Australia? It's already getting there. People already have theirs in Australia. Valko says, Edwin wants to send War Campaign to jail over memes. That seems to be the case, yes. I honestly saw that today and I just went, okay, we need an intervention. Sheepburger says Methwin hasn't been taking his Mr. Hyde medication. Swinging Cod says $20 says he strikes your channel. Matt Becker says, but Ethan, you're not stupid or vulgar, just fat. Lawrence Wooten says, Hail Caesar, just got my Cyberfrog Blood Honey. Wonderful. I hope you enjoy it. Bad Dragon Knight says, off topic, but I got my Cyberfrog Blood Honey book today and I love it. That's not off topic. That's everything. Thank you, Bad Dragon Knight. Appreciate that. Andrew Westwater says, gave up comics in the 90s. Comicsgate got me back. Edwin seemed like a sound voice, but now is just personal attacking. He's War Campaign obsessed. Comicsgate, you, Zach Malin, and War Campaign for the win. Hey, look, we get whittled down, but the strong remain and the strong win. We're still winning. He's quite right. I don't know why people would want to try something else. Stick around. Casey Get Money 07 says, do you think Edwin and Mike issue with you is because you didn't announce War Campaign because of their shenanigans, since they are your customers? He also seems jealous too. Here's what I think. I'll tell you what I think, and this is what my friends think too. This is what people I trust think. I think there are people who want to remove me from what they consider to be the leadership of Comicsgate. Now, I've never claimed to be the leader of Comicsgate, and I'll be damned if I ever do. But there are people who still perceive me to be, and they don't want me to be. I don't know who they want to be, but they don't want it to be me. They see War Campaign as a shield between me and I don't know what. I guess tearing me down. War Campaign is going to protect me, they think. So these people have been working insidiously to destroy War Campaign. to get me to denounce them, to remove my fans from me so that I am isolated. This is how SJWs work. They take away people. They need to isolate people in order to destroy them. They convinced Edwin. They convinced Mike. Mike had his own motivations for wanting to destroy War Campaign. And, they worked really hard to get it done. They almost got me. And as soon as I did denounce War Campaign, what happened? Swooped in by weirdos. Things weren't better. Things were worse. Things were 50 times worse. And there's a reason for that. So that's what I think. That's what I think the reason is. And now that they've failed, and of course I just re-embraced War Campaign and apologized to them. I was wrong. Now they're really pissed off. Casey Get Money 07 says, you creators came into Comicsgate with a solution to help and to make money. It was a success and people are mad and jealous. What was their solution? 1 second. Sorry, I had a little coughing fit. Still not over my cold. What was their solution? I don't know. I think that they just felt like they lost influence, That's what I think. Optimus Deadpool says, remember last week when they were using Zach? Oh, I read that one. Curtis YZ says, Haley, yes, can't wait for Cyberfrog plus future comics. Okay, I read that. Dag Torkelson says, have mercy, bro. All right, hold on. Here's Tug. He says, for a year, the same folks now triggered by memes joke about Tug plugs daily. Dildo jokes to the point we talked shirts. What's the difference now? Yeah, those same people are making fun of Tug left and right. Tug gets it worse than I do. I mean, what they try to do is they just try to make it look like memes on the internet are a war crime. It's harassment. I mean, I've never seen War Campaign go after somebody who is not going after them with equal fury. I've never seen that. Septinov 7 of 9. Septinov, I'm sorry, 7 of 9 says, I want you both to be successful, but haven't spent any money on Edwin's work. Cyberfrog was worth the wait and money. Thundercroak. Absolutely. Thank you, Septinov. I watched your video. I liked it. J.A. says, Hail Caesar from the UK. Been lurking since Zach spoke to Ricada. Calmly telling the truth is kryptonite to the damaged people who lie. Yeah. I try to stay calm. Oh, when will this cough go away? It's this lingering cough from the flu. It's the worst. The other night when I had it during the High Council, I just drank a beer and it went right away. Like the beer, for some reason, killed it. But I'm not going to drink a beer at 7 in the morning. The Fuzz says Methwin 45 is the new 65. Hail Caesar, hail War Campaign. Oh, God. All right. JM says, seems like it's all about letting imaginations run wild about the unspoken bad thing. Feels strategic at this point. Yeah, that's interesting. Like, what did I do? Can you say it? I mean, just say it out loud. Like, what am I guilty of? And if they never say it, if they go, yeah, Ethan there's something, then people just let their imaginations go crazy. That's interesting. That's an interesting strategy. I mean, I'm not hard to find, and I'll actually answer for anything I've done wrong. If there's something I've done wrong, I'm here. I'm not hiding from it. I'll answer it. If I've done something really wrong, I'll apologize for it if I need to. But I don't know what they're talking about, And most of the stuff is a lie. This idea that I create sock puppet accounts on Twitter is a lie. I don't have any sock puppet accounts. And I say that 0 sock puppet accounts. I have 2 Twitter accounts. They're both named Ethan Van Sciver. I have 0 sock puppet accounts. 0. And I've never used any. Not even once. Not even once have I ever created. I don't even know. That would be so much work. I don't even understand why people do it. There are people who do it in this community. I don't know why. I don't know how. I don't know why. So I've never used a sock puppet account. Not even once. I reiterate. That's one huge lie that's being told. Trencher 1375 says Boyette is a huge loss, but Comicsgate prevails. I mean, people make choices. I hope they repent. That's all I can say. Ryan Hack says, "Can you shout out my new comic Brick-a-Brack on Kickstarter?" Brick-a-Brack on Kickstarter. Kickstarter. Why not Indiegogo? I don't know. Twilight Firestar, thanks for 20 euros. People have an inherent love for conflict. It is all bread and circus. Influences can twist or distort one's views and cause people to turn on friends. All we can do is be humble, elegant, and eloquent. Love you, Uncle A. Love you too. Thank you for that. I try to be. I do my best. I'm conscious. I'm aware of the fact that like words for me are like, look, some of these people can talk garbage about me all day long. And it doesn't really do much, but like a few words for me are a nuclear bomb. At least that's how they act. But some things do need to be bombed. Sometimes lies do need to be utterly destroyed. Sometimes it's important. I've seen my reputation go to hell. There are people who think I'm a Nazi. I didn't have the voice. I didn't have enough clout. I didn't have enough power to stand up for myself when people smeared me as, super far right-wing Nazi. It's like, no, I couldn't elevate my voice over theirs. Now I can. Excuse me. I'm so sorry, guys. Thank you for sticking with me through this cough. Ian Malcolm says, Hail 5XL Caesar, the human sunbeam. I just got Cyberfrog. It's the first comic book I ever read, and it was amazing. Congratulations. Yes. Thank you. Yeah, I really like it. Especially when, it's like, I went through it again. If you read it carefully, there are all these questions in it, threads for the future. I carefully laid out all the plans for what's going to happen in that first issue. Very proud of myself. Oof. Yeah, the cough is a scheme and a scam, Llama Gigante. It's terrible. Michael Tryon says, drinking all day has to start in the morning. Yeah, that's true. Super Divorce says, please make a cap schemes schemes and scams t-shirt. I think that's a war campaign thing. Those guys are going to make some merchandise. They should do that. Optimus Deadpool says, consider this. You having to deal with the snake today was a metaphor. Remove the snakes from your life, Ethan. It's a sign. It's a sign from higher up. Okay. Yeah, I 100% agree with that. I feel guided all the time. I feel like I get symbols in my life. I feel like right now I'm being directed. I was like an atheist for like 10 years. I like turned away from God for 10 years of my life between 2004 2014. And just was like, I don't believe anymore. I feel like I've been lied to. And I'm like, I feel like God was patient with me because, I needed to be humbled. I was humbled. And I prayed and realized that, God still loves me, is looking out for me. And now I'm, very conscious of his hand in my life. Oh, except for right now. God, could you save me from this cough? Twilight Firestar says, isn't this about art? Isn't this all about art? I think people are trying to turn this into a political movement and losing sight on the fact that this is artwork and entertainment. I bought my brother Cyberfrog. I'll have to wait for his review. Yeah, it is. But you know what? Like the thing is, we're at a weird point in comics where we have to fight for art. Kenny Jones says, EVS, just wondering, have you done your Mary's Boys live stream yet? I don't want to miss it. I haven't yet. I need to do that. I've been sick, and doing signings. Like, I mean, I gotta like I gotta go. The warehouse, the fulfillment warehouse opens up at 7 a.m. It's 7 a.m. now, and I want to get over there early to get this stuff all done. Umbrella Guy, wow, thanks for $5. Says, when Edwin was swatted, I did video streams. I was pissed. When my name and family were doxxed, these folks couldn't be bothered because gay ops over friends. Umbrella Guy, I have awful news for you. Edwin thinks that we are responsible for swatting him. Edwin is, I forgot about that until you just mentioned that. The tweets that somebody sent me today, Edwin is suggesting that War Campaign doxed him, and with my help, we swatted him. I wish this were whiskey. Yeah, seriously. I'm blocked. Somebody sent me a picture of his tweets. How does one fall that far, that fast? I don't know. But I'm seeing it happen all the time. I'm just seeing people who are happy and smiley and having a good time with what we're doing fall away and get really weird and dark. And I don't know what's causing it. I don't know why it's happening. But it is weird. Imagine what you would think, like, if you thought that I was somebody who would dox you when you, by the way, when you're an ally, especially when you're an ally to Comicsgate, and swat you for what reason? For what purpose would I do that? February of this year, I believe it was. Why would I do that? Imagine being that ill. Edwin, if you're listening, I wouldn't hurt you. I wouldn't hurt you or your family. I wouldn't hurt Mike or his family. All I want is the best for you guys. I don't understand what's wrong. But it's weird. Is Nerdette here? Oh my God, it's Nerdette. Wow. Nerdette, I heard what's happening to you. I watched your video. I hope you're okay. Everybody's concerned about you. We were all scared when you disappeared. And it's good to have you back. Oh, it's like I'm sick, but I don't want to get off the air yet. Yeah, I mean, Tristan is being stalked and harassed. We don't know why. At least I don't know why. But, Who's Nerdette? Nerdette is Nerdette's Newsstand. That's her YouTube channel. It's a really good Comicsgate channel. She's a critic, she talks about comics and what's going on in the mainstream. It's worth listening to. She's got a good voice, good ideas. But, she's also a pretty girl, so that means she's going to deal with different things than I am on YouTube. Twilight Firestar says, simmer some red wine to get the alcohol out with sliced ginger, cinnamon, nutmeg, and the juice of a lemon, lime, and orange, and the rinds straight into a mug, and it'll clear your cough right up. Really? I would do anything to clear this cough up. Jabba the Cuck says, can you hold off sending my frog book for like a week? I don't want your disease. Oh, come on. It's probably on its way already. Sinister Anthem says, will Kylo ever beat Rey at anything? Please rip on The Last Jedi for a minute. Worst movie ever. Hopes for 9. I don't know. Last Jedi was horrible. Last Jedi disgraced Luke Skywalker. Do I have hopes for 9? No. I have no hopes for 9 at all. I hope to see something cool. But the movie, the whole trilogy's dead. Kevin Street says, I did a review of Cyberfrog. Check it out. I watched it, Kevin. I search for Cyberfrog every day, and I watch all the reviews. And so if you've made a review, I've probably seen it and probably hit like on it, the reviews are all like mostly good. Everyone's saying it ended too soon, but I expect that. I mean, that's, when you put Wrecked Planet next to it, it's just going to kind of go and carry on. It's like a soap opera. So, I'm glad that people think it ended too soon. There have been comics that I've read that I couldn't get through. And when it was over, I was glad it was over, The fact that Cyberfrog seems to be not like that is great. It's great news. Latz said he didn't say anything about the swatting on his Twitter. Let me see if I can find it and re-examine this. Oof. Yeah. Just give me a minute, guys. A lot of people are always sending me things like, did you see this? And I don't know if it was sent to me in private or in public. And here's the thing, like Edwin has me blocked, so I can't just go to his website and look. I can't just go to his Twitter page and look. I mean, I can't find it now. But there's something from Edwin talking about investigating me. And the reason why I can tell it's me is because he's linking to an article that was written in 2015, 16 by a fellow named Alfie Norris, which is about me attacking him. And SJWs used that article to suggest that I utilize armies of people to harass other people. Now, this is Edwin's working theory. That War Campaign is my army that I'm using to harass him, and probably we doxed him and swatted him. And I can't find that tweet now, but somebody's got to have it, Yeah. Right before, right after the election, a lot of very strange things were written about me, a lot of articles and stuff like that. And it's weird. It's like anti-comics or like former comic skaters are finding those now, digging them up and sharing them around. E-Production says, I have it. Okay. Somebody could send it to me. I would just show it. Let's see. Edwin weaponizing an SJW post from 4 years ago. Dubious source, look into Alfie. Yeah, I don't want to get into it. Kara says, stop wasting time trying to defend yourself. It'll never work. I don't know. You're probably right. FP Sunny says, only Jeremy's got an army. Jer Army. Yeah. Well, I mean, this is the thing. I mean, SJWs are always talking about harassment campaigns. They literally lead harassment campaigns. And when they lead harassment campaigns, they accuse other people of leading harassment campaigns. It's exactly what they're doing. Harassment campaigns. And so that's the thing. Yeah. Okay. So I think I'm gonna. Oh my gosh, I gotta do something about this cough. It's ridiculous. Let me see if they're. All right. And Jabba the Cuck, I don't think that you can get disease from my comics just because I, might be sick when I handle them. I hope not. That would be an epidemic if so. There'd be a sad epidemic. Black Daddy says, you are your own army. Caesar Army Kins, F. Methwin. Yeah, I know. I'm they, them, one-man army. Of course. Twilight Firestar says, love and support you, Uncle E, but USA is playing England in the Rugby World Cup, and I'd like USA to defeat UK. Again, shout out to Tug. Love you all. Me too. Shout out to Tug. Shout out to Tristan. If you need anything, let me know. That Umbrella Guy says, he said he's going to give EVS info to the attorneys. It was linked to the Norris article. I saw it and rolled my eyes. Yeah. So here we go. It's going to be fun. All right, everyone. Thanks for being here. And I'll probably do another live stream later today. I'm going to do another car video as I go in to do the signing. Appreciate you all. And I'll see you again soon. Bye.